And just really quick is I could never. I know, like, April was like, don't reach out to us. And I was like, I get it. But I'm like, I can't do condolences on Facebook. I don't like it.
I get you.
I do the text. I feel it's a smidge more personable, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just the way I am. So that's kind of why I went that way.
No, I'm with you. Obviously the Facebook thing with April being gone this week was on me with Asa going off for his first day.
Right.
And I know we've talked about it on here where when I get tagged in a post, I have to approve the post.
Right.
Because it was a thing many, many years ago, back in the Chikara days, early Facebook days. Everybody was on Facebook, and people would go and put a picture of, like, the most graphic, hardcore pornography up on Facebook.
Right.
And tag, like, all the members of the Chikara roster in it.
Just as a rib, because you guys were the goody thing?
Right.
Gotcha.
Fans would be doing it, right? Like,
right.
And I say fans. So then everybody had to have a class on how to either make themselves not able to be tagged or that you have to approve the tag. Well, April, of course, puts up the announcement about her father's passing. And then my phone starts blowing up. And I'm working. And I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And I look, and it's people reaching out to me, offering my condolences. And I go, okay, this is my notification, because when April tags me in a post on Facebook, I never get the notification that I was tagged in a post on Facebook. I get the notifications of people commenting and liking the post that I'm tagged in. And that's how I know I have a post that I have to approve or not approve. Right.
Right.
So thank you to everyone who reached out, but I'm the same way. You know what I mean? I'm not a Facebook person in any way, shape, or form. But I know that's how, like, April disseminates a lot of her information. Her friends do that as well. Her employer does all of their videos and stuff on Facebook and Instagram as well. But again, I do Instagram even less than I do Facebook, right?
Yep.
So like I said, I get the text from everybody. I go and I see the post. I go, okay, they made it public. They let everyone know. And then earlier that day, I'd put the post up for Ace's first day of 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one where it's just like, okay, I got to make sure I go through and like everyone who commented. Mm-hmm. And then if it's like people that I actually know, like Jerry,
right.
I make some sort of remark to Jerry about it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Social media, the way that you disseminate this information.
No, I'm with you. I don't know. Tell Gerald I said hi.
Yeah, I was talking to Jerry today about stuff.
Okay, good. And the fact that your kid is in 7th grade now, and I went to a Comic-Con with him in your wife's belly, makes me feel fucking old.
Well, listen, Thursday night is prime time bullshit and getting ready for At Odds,
Right.
And it's myself and Adam and friend of all the shows, Kevin Ford. And we're going back and forth. And I go, hey, guys, because they're like approving images and just general bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go, hey, guys, just so you know, I might be a little incommunicado for the next couple hours just because I'm at my kid's 7th grade orientation.
Right.
And then Kevin messaged me separately and says, your kid going into 7th grade makes me feel old. I go, you? How do you think it makes me feel?
Yeah, but I'm older than you, so that makes me even feel older. And I don't know if Kevin Ford listens to this one. If he does,
who knows?
Hit me up with that Sid Vicious toy pick, okay?
No. Stop it.
What? That's honorable. That's how you honor the fallen.
God damn it. I haven't seen... Well, I don't know.
He usually does me good, but he's, I wait a day or two to ask if he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
What?
He used to be on the special email that I don't send out anymore.
Well, he's in that one thing, that secret
right.
thing.
He's in the secret group chat.
Right. That's where I usually get it. So.
Yeah. He's slipping. I don't know.
I should have that day and date,
Right. So that's not all of my week, but that's been most of my last 3 months. How was your week, Todd?
I'm fighting carpenter ants.
Oh, cool.
In one of the, you know where, remember the garage that with your wall that is now an overhead door?
Yes.
That one day I was in there last, a little bit ago. And on the ground, I found like a pile of sawdust, it looks like. And I'm like, what's this from? So I swept it up. And a while back, I was like, maybe my brother or somebody was in here because everybody has access and they did something. And I went back a couple weeks later, and boom, there was another pile there. And I end up climbing up into the rafters as high as I can go. I have a really cool scaffolding thing that my family got somewhere where it's like a cube on wheels and a set of stairs that go up it. And then there's a piece of plywood on the other side, and you can put another layer on it with steps, so you can go up 2 stories and paint stuff. And I was like, okay, I can climb up this. And I got up there, and I could see them coming in and out of a little hole in one of the beams that are up there. And I was like, oh, okay. So I banged on it with a pipe, and they came out heavy. And I was like, oh, all right, I got to go get some chemicals. And I got whatever brand it is, I don't know, but it's for carpenter ants and or bees. And I ended up getting some other stuff for the lawn outside, because maybe they have an anthill out there and they're coming into the thing, whatever. So I got a bunch of stuff. And over the course of the week, every day I would do it at whatever time, it doesn't matter. I'd climb up onto the thing and stand on the thing, and I'd smack the board or the beam with I had an ice chopper, and they would all come out, and I would just fire hose them with the chemicals. And then I would go around, I do the base of the garage, and I do by the doors and by the windows in case they're getting in there. And the first couple of days they would come out like crazy. And now we're on our 5th or 6th day, and I'm finding a lot of dead ants all on the concrete floor. And every time I'd smack the beam, less ants would come out. And today, maybe there was one. I'm not sure if I saw one peek his head out and go back in, but otherwise I gave it a good thrashing and nothing happened. But I sprayed it again. I'm going to do it because it's like a gallon jug with a gun on it that has an electric pump in it. So all you have to do is pull the trigger, and it's $25 for the whole gallon. And I only used in a week, 24th of it, if you get my meaning. It's still heavy. So I'm until winter comes, I'm going in there every day and spraying it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Until there's no more. Yeah.
Right. Because if I need to buy another can of this, is $20. I'm not going to skimp and have them get deeper into the wood for saving $20. But it looks like that, and I got a bag of stuff that you do for ants, and it's a cool thing. You tear open the seal on the bottom of the bag, and the top of the bag has a handle, and then it opens up, and it has a clear plastic bottom with holes in it, and you just walk around the yard shaking the bag. And It did it. So I went around the garage with that, hoping that'll kill anything in the yard. And I'm like, all right, for $40, I did all this. We'll see how it holds up. But the next thing I have to do is I know where the beams are up there that go outside the building, the metal beams that go out from the brick that hold the wooden rafters and stuff. The cement around them has cracked, and you can see light through the concrete walls, which is fine. Yeah. That's something that can be patched. It's not like it's falling down. But when it rains the right way and the wind is blowing, it'll blow water through there and through the beams, and that's getting the wood wet. And I think that's what's attracting that's what it says. Moisture attracts these things.
Sure.
So I have to get silicone or maybe even a concrete kind of filler. And if I fill up those holes, maybe I won't have any more problems. But this is the first time this has ever happened. In that garage is older than I am, and we've never had any problems. But it looks like I got ahead of it, so I'm going to knock on wood. I know you hate that, but hopefully that it'll be gone in the next couple of weeks, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, my backyard is a haven for wasps.
Mm-hmm. white Anglo-Saxon Protestants.
Yes, or what's Blackie Lawless's band? The acronym for them.
We Are Satan's People.
There you go.
And then there was Antichrist, Devil Child, and Knights in Satan's Service. Those are all the heavy devil bands. But go ahead.
You know, Gene Simmons has a soda now.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
Oh, I want to try that, but
a friend of mine happened to be crossing the border from the United States to Minnesota.
Right.
And stopped at a grocery store. Just happened to stop at a grocery store in Niagara Falls, which is called Pops.
Right.
And it was just like, oh, they went to the Dollar Tree. There was no Waters, so let's go to the grocery store. And there was a huge commotion going on at the grocery store. And Gene Simmons was doing an appearance at the grocery store to award like some person who bought like the 1,000th bottle of his soda, whatever.
Okay. This sounds like Todd trying to trick someone. This doesn't sound real.
No, I could send you the video that Cardiff took of him pestering.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you and your fucking potato.
Listen, when I said they were crossing the border from the United States into Minnesota, I can only be talking about one person.
I thought he was from Cleveland.
No, he's from Minnesota.
Oh,
you know where you enter Minnesota by crossing over through Niagara Falls?
Right. No, I'm just like just hand waving all that shit.
Right. So so he just happened to run into Gene Simmons there.
My God, Gene! Come on, Gene. Have higher standards than 1,000 bottles of soda.
Nope, 1 million. It was the millionth bottle of soda.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I still think you're making it up.
All right, I'll send you the video when we're done.
Okay.
So, wasps. We got off the thing. So, wasps are everywhere in my backyard. No matter where we, like, stop them, they just move around. They went from the shed to the old thing that in our house that we have that is filled where they used to, when we used to have fuel heat and before we change over to gas heat, where they would come and fill that up. They would hide in there. So we had to, like, put, like, more shit in there, right? Mm-hmm. Then when we got the pool, the ladder for the pool has like these holes in it where you could fill it with water. Right. They got in there. Then we got them out of there. We put plugs over the holes. Then they made new holes in the ladder and got in there. They had previously gotten into the cracks in the foundation for the bay doors in the backyard. Mm-hmm. And that we sprayed the fuck out of them. And like we sprayed the fuck out of them with the wasp killer, and then we filled it up with the concrete, like the foaming concrete repair shit. Right. So like we do everything we do at night because you don't want to do it while they're out and agitate them. Everything's done at night. So we did that one, and then we wake up in the morning and then all the wasps are trying to come back. And, like, the idiots that they are, they're just, like, banging into the whatever, trying to get in. And, like, yeah, go ahead in there, fucks. There's, like, all, like, the chemicals that kill you. And now, under our carport where the light is, right, all the time, that's where birds would come and build their nests. Oh, I had that on one of the houses, and then they just get shit all over the place. It's disgusting. Okay, so we didn't, when we first moved in, we're like, oh, look how cute it is. It's a bird, right? And then it's like, oh, it's a pain in the ass, because then there's baby birds chirping out there at all god hours, like right outside our window, you know? Mm-hmm. So anytime that we see them come and start building the nest, we go like, get out of here, get out of here. Well, up on the like the awning there's like a little tiny crack, and that's the new place where the wasps are going into. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't know, there's something about our backyard that the wasps just love to be back there. I don't know what the fuck it is. Love it. We're gonna move here, the wasps. But you know what you need to do? And I heard this worked. I don't know if it does. You need to get a fake wasp's nest. Okay. That they're very territorial. And if they see, like, I don't know, they make them and you could get stuff like that. But if you just hang it somewhere nearby, obviously you have to get rid of the other nests first. But if you hang them nearby, the wasps will see those nests and they're like, no, we have to go somewhere else. You know what I mean? Because there's already a family of wasps here. Mm. So I don't know, give it a try. Maybe it might work with your scare wasps. You know what I mean? But. Okay, just to go back, this goes to our, because we did the Patreon show this past week, right?
Right.
Okay. What is the name of Gene Simmons soda?
Oh, tongue blood.
No. Think about some of the things that Gene Simmons has the rights to.
Is it Moneybags?
It's called Moneybag Soda.
Oh my God.
Go to GeneSimmonsMoneybag.com, not a sponsor.
Right.
My Moneybag sodas are made only with elite ingredients. This is soda royalty. If you have expensive taste, drink Moneybag.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Drink Moneybag. Oh my God.
And he's got a root beer, he's got a regular soda, a diet, an orange, a cream soda, and a ginger ale.
All right. Joe, I know I've tried to run this past you a couple of times about a thing where we review sodas, and it was called Cheap Pops.
Yes.
And you always shit all over it. I want to do expensive pops now and do Gene Simmons's Moneybag soda reviews.
It's exclusively available at Yolks Fresh Market.
I'm yoked.
The aforementioned Tops Friendly Markets on the border of Niagara Falls in Minnesota.
Slowly I turn.
Hy-Vee, whatever that is, Hyvee.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle Gyms International Markets. Roche Brothers. Twin City. It's at a bunch, and it's at Record Archive as well. You can get it. Or you could order a 4-pack directly from the website in a custom Gene Simmons money bag shipper.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Now I will say it's relatively inexpensive.
Right, because it's soda. I mean,
and okay. Most people, there's people that I know that will rake you over the fucking coals for their shit, right?
Right.
Now, granted, Gene is selling a bunch of bullshit on here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you could get it's as a 4-pack, but it's like 4-packs of the soda, if that makes any sense, right?
Right. It's a case then. But
okay, right. So it's 16 bottles for $22.
Mm-hmm.
That's
not bad.
That's reasonable, okay?
Right. Probably gets you on shipping.
I'm sure they fuck you on shipping.
Mm-hmm.
But Gene is also selling money bag soda t-shirts.
I did see the picture, and it's awesome.
Okay. Only $17.
That's cheap for a shirt.
That's super cheap for a shirt, right?
Right.
Now, granted, I'm not going to buy a pack of the money bag soda trading cards or a bag of money bag soda crowns for $10.
Right.
Which is just bottle caps. But I absolutely would buy a thing of the Gene Simmons soda.
Right. What flavor?
So, probably the diet and probably the ginger ale.
Right, because it's medicine.
It's medicine. I wonder if it is like actual like ginger ale or if it's like the ginger soda, you know?
Like ginger beer, which is different.
Yeah.
Which like burns your face off. I don't care what anybody says.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's like injecting pure ginger into your tongue. I don't know, that blood orange is pretty good. It looks pretty good.
Soda royalty. Let me see what they whack you on shipping for this.
Because that's the one thing, and I think because shipping is just fucking is a scam all around. I mean, an opportunity. So, you know what I do hate is you're looking this up probably.
Go ahead.
That they don't like to get what you need for shipping. You have to like go through the rigmarole and then either give them your phone number or your email address, and then now you're on a list. That's one of the opportunities that I really hate.
No, so it's with the ship. Okay, so the shipping on here is simply you just put what country you're in, and then it asks for your zip code.
Oh, that's not bad.
No. Okay, so if and again, I'm going to tip my hand here. If a case, 16 bottles, is $22, how much is shipping?
$20.
$21.
All right, I mean, let's just put it for 16 bottles. Like when you're at the shop tomorrow,
yeah,
ask like them because you might know shipping too, but I know they're pretty good with shipping. Like if that's a scale, because that's not going to be light. That's liquid. That's pounds, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pounds, baby, pounds.
Pounds. You know, because I know a gallon of liquid is 8 pounds. So that much I know.
I'm not going to buy any Gene Simmons soda.
Oh, okay.
If I'm at one of those select locations where he sells it, maybe I'd buy some.
It's gonna come near us soon because there's no way he isn't trying to get that, far and wide.
Of course, it's Gene Simmons. That's what he does.
Yep. So.
Nothing else doing?
No, nothing. You have other stuff?
No, I went to Hershey this past weekend. I actually went on like 2 roller coasters, and I lived to tell the tale. Got to see mostly everyone up at soon to be named Network North for the pay-per-view this past week.
Right.
So that was good to see everyone. It was nice to have like a Sunday afternoon podcast pay-per-view.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
That's when I think they should have them so I could sleep through them.
Yeah. And then, like my kid is back to school and school is super early. Mm-hmm. He's got to be out the door at 7:00 in the morning to get to the bus stop for 7:15, Right.
And now you don't go with him because he's a big boy.
Well, as a bone of contention, Mom's not here right now. She'll hopefully be back Wednesday by the time many of you are listening to this. Unless you're a Patreon and get to, listen to these things in the correct listening order, right? So it was like, all right, we're going to walk up and everything else like that. And then he's like, no, he doesn't want me to walk with him. Okay, I could walk with them as long as I don't say anything.
Oh.
So he went over across the street where the bus actually picks up, and I stayed on the other side of the street. Now, granted, there was a ton of kids. There was two parents actually out there besides me. There were other parents that had come and dropped their kids off and stayed in their car, and then once the kids got picked up, they left. So that was the first day, and then the second day I let him go by himself. I go, just make sure you keep because they're allowed to bring their phones to school, can't have their phones on at school, whatever. I go, just keep your phone on until you get on the bus, just in case something happens. He literally has to walk 3 blocks up the road, right?
Right.
And it kind of works out because Mom's not here. I could be like, okay, go by yourself. Mm-hmm. Mom's here. There would have been a fight.
Yeah.
Oh
no, he can't go alone. What if a tornado comes, sweeps him away?
Yeah, a tornado. So by the time Mom gets back, he'll have already gone 3 days, 2 of which would have been by himself.
The precedent will be set. Then.
Exactly.
I like your thinking, Joe.
Yeah. I don't like being up an hour and a half earlier than I usually do to make sure he's up and around, but that's okay.
Is he a tough wake up?
Yes.
Buckets of water, Joe.
Well, again, that's how
you get carpenter ants. Don't do that.
I can't relate because I was never a tough wake up.
Oh.
April's a tough wake up and he's a tough wake up.
I'm not only a tough wake up, I'm an easy fall asleep.
Okay.
So I got both ends of those spectrums.
Yeah. So, I've told the story before, I didn't know my alarm clock had a snooze button on it until I met April.
Mm.
We were in between, meeting up with people or whatever. All right, we got some time. Let's just lay down and take a nap. We lay down. The alarm goes off, before cell phones, whatever, because I still have the same alarm clock that I did from when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, oh, hit the snooze button. I'm like, I don't know where the snooze button is on this. I've never hit the snooze button in my life, you know?
Mm-hmm. But my alarm clock is like the steering wheel Homer Simpson designed for the car. I have 3 snooze buttons because you can never find one when you need one.
That's right. So, like, if April knows she needs to be out of bed at a certain time, she'll set her alarm for like 40 minutes beforehand so she can hit her snooze 3 or 4 times. But mostly what she does is she hits her snooze like 2 or 3 times and then just shuts the alarm off.
That's a smart thinking right there.
I guess. Whereas, you know, my kid needs to be up and about. Like, I was like, well, I could start waking him up at like 6:30. And he's like, no, I'm going to start getting up at about 6. I go, okay, well, you get yourself up at 6. If you're not up and getting ready by 6:15, I'll give you a yell. If you're not up and out by 6:30, I'm just going to pull you out by your face, right?
There you go. The face?
The face. Yeah, you know, he's 7th grade. There's nothing doing right now. Like, it's really, even though they're in 7th grade, the way that his school district run things is the first 2 weeks are only 4 days each.
Okay.
Like this week they go Monday through Thursday, then they have the Friday off. Next week, because of the holiday, they have the Monday off. So then they only go Tuesday to Friday.
Making soft kids these days.
Right. They ease them in. And then by the 3rd week, which is their first full week, that's when shit actually begins.
Jeez. Got to throw them into the fire, man. Come on.
That's what I say, but it's a different time. You can't judge. No, they actually do have it, all things considered, they do actually have it tougher once they get into the older grades. You know, like 7th and 8th grade, even though they're at the high school, it's not technically high school yet. Like this 7th and 8th is kind of that transition from what they were doing in 6th to get them ready for 9th. And then once they're in 9th grade, that's when they have to start, like, they have to figure out what their senior project is and, like, all this is other stuff. And, like, you have to do volunteer work and all this, right, bullshit like that. When I graduated, it was, like, the next year where it became, like, a Pennsylvania statewide thing to do that senior project, to do, like, all that extra shit, right? So it's like, dodged a bullet there, you know?
Oh, my God, I was so far away from that.
Yeah.
Like, we were still smoking in the hallways when I was in high school.
Oh, my goodness.
It was like you were rubbing them out with our foot in the bathroom, you know? High school. It was a great time for me because I was, one, handsome, popular, smart. Oh, it was great.
You had it all.
Oh, and more, some would say.
Right. You mean you weren't in the hallway senior year arguing with your friends who the best wrestling tag teams were like I was?
No, I was in the hallway, honest to God, discussing how to pronounce Kilgore that fought the Flash in issue 1 in the late 80s because it had a percentage sign in it. And that's how the ladies knew I was cool. He knows how to pronounce Kilgore.
You're cool, Todd Roker.
Oh,
don't be so mean.
Honey, you don't know. Let's go. Let's go back to my place.
All right.
Beating him off with a stick, Joe. Anyway.
All right. I think that's a perfect spot to end this week's episode, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We covered it all.
Yep.
All right. Hey, everyone. Thank you very much. This was After Dark, episode 510. Patreon.com/Longbox Heroes. Maybe you're listening to this early. Maybe you're not. Consider listening early by paying us $5 a month. Get this early. Get 2 bonus shows. Get all sorts of things. But most importantly, you get our sincere thanks and a goodbye. See you next week, everybody.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.